All right, I want to give you a perfect example of successful collaboration. So just on our Alfred project here, what I wanted to show was, if you take a look, I'm in the existing hallway at the moment. These ceilings up here, I think from memory about 3.6 meters. If I walk through this little doorway transition here into the addition, we've got 2.7 meters here for our little link roof section. This was lowered so that we didn't have to do a cut in because there's a box gutter going through the middle of the roof. And then if I come out into our nice new living space, we go all the way up into this part up here is about 4.3 meters down to, I think from memory, about 3.6. So we've got varying ceiling levels everywhere. What that actually means then, to avoid having the need to run 2 air conditioning units, how we've overcome this is collaboration between the builder, the designer, being Brock Fable Design, as well as CSC Consulting Engineers. We've worked together to design a way that we can get air conditioning all the way from in these existing ceilings, because the indoor unit is actually, if I show you the return air up in the hallway here, is the indoor unit is up in the ceiling in the existing ceiling space. But because we don't have a roof cut-in going from the two, we've obviously got our little 2.7 meter link section in the middle here. What we've actually done is matched a similar character to the original archway in the middle of the hall space. We've built another little arch in here, which if I take you into this bit, you'll notice this flat little bulkhead ceiling in here. So what we've done is actually had, from the indoor unit in the existing ceiling space, we've punched a hole that you cannot see strategically up in the corner of the ceiling and dropped it down into a bulkhead. What we've then done is cored through a 300mm hole in the original sandstone wall back into our ductwork to come through into our lower link section here. And what we've done and why collaboration is so important is because originally these timber members came back way bigger than we were ever going to be able to fit ductwork through. So what we've actually done is worked in collaboration with the designer and the engineer to actually reduce the size of those timber members but close up the spacings so that we can still comply and actually have the structural integrity but allow that space for air conditioning ducts to come through. So what it does then is there's a big flat duct that comes into the middle of this ceiling space which wire pieces off left and right. So if I bring you into our little study area in here, you'll notice the aircon duct in there to be able to get conditioned air into this space. But then also what we've got going across these lower link ceilings in behind here is our powder room. You'll notice there's our little 2.7 meter powder room ceiling in there. So over top of that, the ductwork comes along into the bulkhead above our appliance area in the kitchen to be able to condition the kitchen area. And then if I flip you over this side, what it's done then is ductwork come from the 2.7 meter ceiling in there, over the bathroom, over the study ceiling. And then you'll notice also, we've got a beautiful linear slot coming out of the lounge room wall to condition this nice living space out here for the lounge room. So really important with things like this to have the right team on board to ensure that things like this, because if we didn't collaborate in this way and actually overcome this to be able to design it, to be able to fit that, that would have just made an extra cost of 2 air conditioning units, one to run the addition out here in this nice big beautiful space, also one to run the front part for the sake of 3 bedrooms up there. So this has meant that we got 1 unit that services the whole house, running costs of 1 unit, and it just means that it's a cleaner system. You haven't got multiple units outside. You can zone it all from one controller on the wall here that zones the entire house. So get on to your collaboration, make sure you get the right team on board and set your project up for ultimate success.